Hello students, welcome in another session of 12 Computer Science. Student, we will study a new chapter, Microcontroller, in paper 2. Now, before starting the microcontroller chapter, we need to understand the difference between microprocessor and microcontroller. Microcontroller. Now, what is the microprocessor? That we have already studied in 8085 microprocessor. 8085 microprocessor is a chip which is installed in our computer. It is called microprocessor. That means, in short, microprocessor can be used offline application and microcontroller can be used online application. This is the main difference. So let us see in detail what is microcontroller. Microcontroller. Before that, in this chapter, which topics are covered or which syllabus are covered? See, first, introduction to microcontroller, study of 8051 architecture and programming model, overview of other microcontroller in 8051 family, and application of microcontroller. These topics are covered in this microcontroller chapter. Now see in detail what is microcontroller. Micro means, I think you know, micro means very small, and controller means a mechanism that controls the operation of machine. Mechanism that controls the operation of machine. These are the basic meaning of this microcontroller word. Means, student, microcontroller are designed to perform to specific tasks. So, based in the input, it gives the microcontroller. Means, student, here suppose input are given to the microcontroller. It gives output. Okay. Input gives to the microcontroller, then that input process in this microcontroller, then it gives output. Okay, same as any programming language. Means, in the microcontroller, the input is coming from a sensor. Why it is called as coming from a sensor? Because microcontroller is used in washing machine, digital camera, ovens. Student, in these all electronic components, microcontroller are used. Okay, electronic components are microcontroller are used. So it is predefined tasks. It is predefined tasks. See, let us see the example of washing machine. In washing machine, first set the all programs, means 30 minutes, 40 minutes, depends on your clothes. Okay, for means already it is predefined tasks. Then start the machine. So in these all electronic equipments, microcontroller are used. Now see, in this microcontroller, CPU, RAM, ROM, timer, IO port, serial port, these are all built in single integrated chip. Okay, single IC. In this microcontroller means, see, microcontroller built in single chip, but limited functions in this. Limited functions means limited amount of ROM, limited amount of RAM, and IO port built on a single chip. A microcontroller is a complete microprocessor system consisting of microprocessor, limited amount of ROM, limited amount of RAM, and IO port built on a single chip, single integrated chip or IC. It is used to perform control function. Microcontroller is used to perform control function, and a microcontroller more complex than a microprocessor because it contains many IO components. This is very important. In microcontroller, it contains many IO components. IO means input output devices. Okay. Understood, student? What is a microcontroller? Microcontroller is a complete microprocessor system consisting of microprocessor, limited amount of ROM, RAM and IO port built on a single chip. Now see features of microcontroller. First feature is an 8-bit ALU. Now you know ALU. ALU means arithmetic logical unit. Also you know function of ALU. But what is the capacity? 8-bit. 4K into ROM. ROM or EEPROM. Read only memory. It is also called as program memory. 128 into RAM, that is the data memory is available. Dual 16-bit timer event counter. Here two timers are provided in this microcontroller. For each timer 8-bit, means total is 16-bit. 32-bit IO lines. How much capacity? Input output lines 32 bits, but 4 ports are provided, means each port capacity is 8-bit. So total is 32-bit IO lines. Address is 64 kilobytes of program memory. Program memory, how much capacity of program memory is 64 kilobytes, as well as data memory 64 kilobytes are capacity for data memory. You can also expand the data memory up to 64 kilobytes. Now microcontroller is a full feature serial port, means already it is predefined task, and up to 12 mega. How much frequency for this microcontroller? 12 megahertz clock frequency of microcontroller. And last one is 2 external interrupts in this microcontroller. Now you know interrupts. Already we have seen 8085 microprocessor. There are 2 types of interrupts, hardware interrupts, software interrupts. But in microcontroller, here only 2 external interrupts are provided. Okay, these are the features of microcontroller. In exam, ask the question, write the features of microcontroller for 3 marks or 4 marks. If 3 marks, then write 6 points. If 4 marks, then write 8 points. Okay, understood, student? Now see, next is memory mapping for 8051. Okay, memory mapping for 8051. Now see the diagram. This is the memory mapping diagram of 8051 microcontroller. Okay, if you see here, 8051 addresses 2 separate memory space. These are the first program memory. Okay, this is the first memory space is a program memory. It is also called as ROM. And second memory space, it is called as data memory, means RAM. This is another memory space is data memory space. Okay, means student, 8051 addresses has 2 separate memory space, that is first one is program memory space and second one is data memory space. Okay, program memory space is also called as ROM and data memory space is also called as ROM. This is the figure of 8051 microcontroller. Now see in detail each space, means each program memory or data memory function of each memory space. Now student, see in this diagram, program memory space, it is also called as ROM, and data memory space, it is also called as RAM. Now see, 8051 has 2 separate memory space, program memory space and data memory space. 8051 uses one memory space for storing programs and other for storing variable data. The program memory space is a read-only space. You can read instructions from this space, but processor cannot write data into or read data from this memory space. means this memory space is only for read only data from this memory. All instruction fetches are taken from program memory space. See here, all instructions fetches are taken from program memory space. The data memory space is read-write memory. Data memory space means it is also called as, another word is RAM. Okay, and program memory, it is a ROM. In this memory space only read the data, you can't write the data in this memory space, but you can read and write the data in data memory space. The processor can read data from this memory and write data to this memory space. In program memory, you can read data from this memory and write data to this memory space. But in this memory space, you cannot execute instruction. Okay. In this memory space means which memory space? Data memory space. You can't execute the instruction. Only instruction executed in where? Program memory space. 8051 internal memory or internal RAM are provided. In these 128 bytes of internal RAM provide general read and write storage. Okay, means in RAM or data memory 128 bytes of internal RAM or internal memory space are provided. The 8051 has 22 special function registers. First see the diagram. See here. This is a data memory. Now see this part 0080 to 00F8. These are the special function registers. But below these are the RAM, means this is a which are not part of these register function. Okay, they occupy space from only 0080 to 00F8. Okay student, see, these are the 22 special function registers which are not part of these bytes of RAM. They occupy 0008. See here, 80, don't write 80 to F8 means 0080 to 00F8. Okay, now the 4K byte program memory can be expanded by an additional 60K bytes. Means in program memory you can expand the memory up to 60 kilobytes memory space, and in data memory 64 kilobyte expand the memory in data memory or in RAM. Understood student? Means total memory in program memory is 128 kilobytes. Expand memory is 60 kilobytes. Here you can expand the memory 60 kilobytes in program memory, and in data memory 64 kilobytes data memory you can expand. Okay, these are the 8051 memory register map. Okay student, see, in 8051 memory register map is there are two: program memory, data memory. In program memory is a ROM, data memory is a RAM. Program memory only read only data, you can't write the data into this memory space. But in RAM means data memory, you can read and write data in this memory space but can't execute the instructions or variables, but execution or instructions in this program memory space. These are the different two spaces available in this 8051 microcontroller. Understood student? Now see the list all microcontrollers of 8051 family. Okay, now see, these are the family of 8051 microcontroller. The Intel first microcontroller was 8048. Intel first microcontroller was 8048, then 8049, 8050. All these have means 8048, 8049, 8050. All these have identical architecture with the different memory size. Okay? Identical architecture with the different memory size. Each of these as a generation proceed, memory size, memory double in each case. See, means 8048, 4950 are identical generation but different in only memory size. Each in case double of each memory size. Means suppose student in 8048 1 kilobyte internal memory, whereas in 8049 2 kilobytes internal memory, and 8050 is 4 kilobytes. Means if in 8048 is 1 kilobyte, then 8049 is 2 kilobyte, 8050 is 4 kilobyte. Means double or in each case. This is the only difference between this microcontroller. Means so these all of the same generation except memory size. Now third, next is 8052. 8052 is a simple expansion of 8051. So it has 8 kilobyte on board ROM and 256 kilobyte on board RAM. Okay. Now next is 8031 and 8032. These are the alternative version of 8053. The another version is 8052AH basic. See, in this microcontroller, or this is used for basic programming language. This microcontroller is used for basic programming language. This special 8052 has basic programming language in ROM. Using basic instructions, a programmer can write instruction for this 8052 rather than assembly language. Now you know student, assembly language. Assembly language is also called as machine level language. Already we have seen in 8085 assembly programming language, it is called as assembly language. So instead of this assembly programming language, you can write in basic programming language. Clear student? Okay. So these are nothing but the list of microcontroller 8051 family. Now in next session we will study the features of these all microcontroller 8051 family. Now end of this session 1 of microcontroller. Thank you student.